Reports are coming in that Prince Harry has been sacked from the Invictus Games and replaced by David Beckham. But is this true? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because reports are coming in that Prince Harry has been sacked from the Invictus Games and replaced by none other than David Beckham. But is this true? Now, this is all coming from this article right here from vocal.media, this confessions blog. And this is an article from By Life of Movie Stars, From Founder to Forgotten, how David Beckham quietly replaced Prince Harry at Invictus. So let's hear them out. Let's go through a little bit of this article and let's figure out where they could have got this from. Is this true? What the deuce is going on here? So in this article, they say as 2026 approaches, Harry is reportedly out and stepping into his role, replacing him, is David Beckham. A move insiders are saying Harry just does not like at all. He's absolutely furious about it. According to close sources and royal commentators, even though they're not even naming the royal commentators at the very least. So who are they speaking to here? I'm just asking for a friend, right? The Invictus leadership has made the bold but calculated decision to replace Harry with Beckham, citing concerns over Harry's public image, his personal controversies, and the increasingly heavy baggage tied to his name. While the games were meant to celebrate resilience and unity, they had slowly become entangled in the personal drama of their founder. And this is the thing, right? That is believable. That is potentially actually true. Why? Well, I've reported on it over the years. Angela Levin had her own sources, and she was coming out and saying that those involved in the Invictus Games do not want Hazard or Megxie involved anymore because it's turned into, as far as they're concerned, the Hazard and Megxie show. The spotlight's always on them rather than the people the spotlight really needs to be on, which are the veterans. And so the theory goes that the people behind Invictus Games are not happy about that and want Hazard and Megxie out as a result. So what the article says here, okay, fair enough, right? Now, the article then says that behind the scenes, David Beckham has been quietly supporting the games for some time. He has attended events, met with veterans, and engaged without spectacle. That's something the games desperately need as they seek to rebuild trust and focus public attention back on the veterans and not the headlines. Now, the tipping point for Hazard allegedly being sacked from Invictus wasn't just Hazard's memoir Spare or the Netflix deals, but the accumulation of the controversy around him that's been spread in the media. Allegations of entitlement, rumours of internal friction, and tension with former friends, including the Beckhams. And so the Invictus board apparently had options in this scenario. They said they could have given David Beckham a smaller role, kept Hazard as the figurehead, or orchestrated a softer transition. Instead, this article is saying they made a clean cut. It wasn't about logistics, it was a message that the games are moving on. So, as far as this article is concerned, Prince Hazard is out. He's cut, he's out, he's done, and David Beckham is rolling in. And so, essentially, this article then goes in to say that what stings most for Harry isn't just the loss of a title or position, it's the realisation that the world may longer see him as essential to the thing he created. And worse still, it's a man he once called a friend who now wears the crown of Invictus. This change also signals a wider recalibration in the public sphere. For Harry's declarations of independence and authenticity, the sympathy well is drying up. His repeated clashes with his family, tell-all interviews and perceived self-focus have taken their toll. The once adored prince is now met with scepticism by even his former allies. So let's just essentially recap, okay, this article and the little bits that I picked out for you, okay, that essentially gives us the gist. Allegedly, Haz has been sacked from the Invictus Games because the Invictus Games are sick and tired of his controversy and the spotlight is always on him and Megsy rather than the veterans. So they're bringing someone else in and replacing Hazza to get back the Invictus Games prestige that they once had and the respect that they once had, and get the spotlight firmly back on the veterans rather than someone that's a polarising and unpopular figure. Yeah. Is that true? Is it ultimately true that Hazza has been sacked from Invictus and replaced by none other than David Beckham? Well, this is the thing, right? I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and firstly, I had a look on the Invictus website, and on the main page, the main front page, straight away you see Hazza. So he's still front and centre there. Does this look like he's been sacked? No. And then next up, when you look who are on the various boards for the Invictus Games, so you've got the executive team, the board of trustees, the Invictus Endeavour board, right? David Beckham is nowhere to be seen, however Hazza is. Think about it. If David Beckham had replaced Prince Hazza, and Prince Hazza was ultimately sacked from Invictus, why is he still on the Invictus website as being part of the board of trustees and being a patron? Another question is then, where's David Beckham? Why isn't he named on any of these boards? And if David Beckham had indeed replaced Hazza, then you would have thought there would have been a press release. But guys, I go onto their news feed and there's nothing. There's nothing to confirm on their news feed that Hazza has been sacked from the Invictus Games and that he's been replaced by David Beckham. Now, they'd flower it up, right? You know, Hazza's going on to bigger and better things. He'll still be involved and he'll still support this, that and the other. But, you know, to maintain and protect the future of the games, it's best now to hand over the reins to someone else. Do you know what I mean? There'd be something like that. There's nothing, right? And before you say, well, maybe they wouldn't announce departures and arrivals kind of thing, right? Maybe they'll try and, you know, do it underneath the table, do it quiet. Well, yeah, no. Because they did the same thing, essentially, for a lass called Michaela Richards. She used to be their grants and programs director. And when she left, they released this press release. 12th of July, 2025. Furthermore, guys, this story would have been picked up by a buttload of mainstream media outlets. But the only article mentioning any of this is that vocal one that I just went through with you at the beginning of this video. Here, I Googled Prince Harry Invictus Games. The Telegraph isn't reporting on it. Hello's not reporting on it. People.com aren't reporting on it. Vanity Fair's not. Marie Claire's not. The Mirror isn't. The Sun's not. The only outlet mentioning any of this is Vocal. And I went one step further. Even putting in David Beckham Invictus Games, here we have the same results. The only outlet reporting on this is Vocal. You would have thought something like that happening, mainstream media will jump on it like a freaking ton of bricks. But they're not. Why? And so all of this kind of leads me to the ultimate question of, well, is this story true? Now, let's put it this way. I'm extremely skeptical because all the evidence points to this not being true. No other mainstream media, apologies, let me get my teeth back in there. No other mainstream media outlet has picked this up when surely they would do, right? In addition, their own Invictus Games website confirms Hazard is still involved. He's still a patron. He's still on the board of trustees. And there's no mention of him leaving or David Beckham joining as a result. So is this story true? I know a lot of you guys out there would hope it was true. But, yeah, sorry to rain on your parade, guys. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, all the evidence points to this not being true. Now, my mind continues to stay open. If further evidence comes in that proves that it is, fair play. But at the moment, given what we've got, given, you know, the access to the information that's out there, yeah, Hazard, as far as I'm concerned, has not been sacked by the Invictus Games. He's not been replaced by David Beckham, as far as I can tell. At this moment, I don't believe in this story. But enough about what I think. What do you guys think? With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you believe this story? Do you believe that the Invictus Games has sacked Prince Hazard and replaced him with David Beckham? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.